I've made over $500,000 trading meme coins, and although crypto is looking quite messy as my hair is, there's still money to be made. There's always crypto cycles where there's rises, there's falls, but at the end of the day, there's always going to be the time where you make the most money, and that's when people are in fear. And that's sort of the mode that we're looking at right now. Solana is sitting at a pretty low price of 151 as we're recording this video. And I don't think it's going to go too much further, maybe 140, the lowest. But at the end of the day, meme coin trading is still alive. There's still tons of money being poured into the market. Even though it's not at the pinnacle, the money is still there. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to trade meme coins, everything that you need to know, all the tools that you need to successfully trade meme coins and get started and hopefully not get wrecked in the process. All right, y'all. So here we are at my home screen. Now, for a very base setup, I'm going to assume a couple things. I'm going to assume you know how to put money into crypto. I'm going to assume that you know how to transfer funds around, move money around decentrally. If you do not understand that, I have some pretty early videos that will be able to teach you those sort of things. But in this video, I am going to show you pretty much from a baseline, aside from that part of how to trade meme coins, what to look for, and actually how to be profitable in trading meme coins. Now, here we are. It's going to be the first two tools and pretty much the only tools that you're going to need to actually be successful in trading meme coins. It's gotten a lot more condensed, and this platform that I'm going to show you right now is definitely one of the best platforms that you can use, if not the best platform on the market right now, that pretty much has everything that you need built into it, even if you don't have what's on my left here. So let's go ahead and actually start with what's on my left. So this right here is going to be what's called a Twitter tracker. And the reason why this is really important, and the reason why it's important to have a good one, is because these get tweets faster than Twitter themselves will actually send it to your phone. So these are pretty much directly on the nodes in which they receive these incoming tweets, and they show it to you in the fastest way possible. This one right here is going to be the Twitter tracker from Potion. The link's gonna be down in the description if you do want to join Potion. Is a little bit pricey. I will go ahead and say that right out the gate, but I think if it's something that you can afford, Potion's 100% worth it. There's not only the CT tracker, but there's people in there willing to also help you and teach you, how to trade meme coins. There's a lot of other traders and creators in there as well, trading, kind of showing their tips and tricks and pretty much their processes through trading as well. So definitely one of the most important things is having a Twitter tracker. But let's say you do not have a Twitter tracker, you can't afford to get your own, you can't afford to get into a group that has one. Axiom, which Axiom pretty much is going to be the solution for everything. So Axiom is essentially an all-in-one solution to everything that you need to not only trade meme coins, but to be able to trade a lot of other things. So let's go ahead and show you right here. So if we go over here to the front, let's go ahead and turn these notifications down a little bit. This is what you're going to be greeted with. It's going to be the Axiom discovery screen. Now, to get access to Axiom, use the link down in the description that will give you access as well. By doing that, that will also help me out as well. So, all right, here we go. Axiom. So what is Axiom? Axiom is essentially a trading terminal in which you can trade meme coins and a bunch of other coins, specifically on the Solana blockchain, at least for this part of the platform. So this right here, you're basically not really going to be using the discovery portion that much. At least I don't. Pulse is where you're primarily going to be living in, and this is going to be the meat of everything. Before I get into Pulse, let's go through some of these other parts as well. So rewards is going to be, well, literally that. So whenever you refer people, whenever you do trades, you will actually get some SOL back, and you can use that this area to pretty much claim those rewards. Portfolio is going to be literally your portfolio going right here, and you're going to be able to see how much profit you have received over time. As you see, I'm kind of getting a little bit wrecked here, but we'll see what's going on with this a little bit later. But anyways, you can see your progress of how much money you have made. This right here is going to be a new wallet of mine since I pretty much started with Axiom. So pretty much built this port up to over $50,000 in about 20-ish days, a little bit more than 20 days. So not too bad overall. The month is going pretty decent. You're also going to have your perpetuals, which I'll also get into in 1 second. The next part we're going to have is going to be your yield. So this pretty much Axiom comes with a sort of pseudo savings bank system where you can pretty much convert your Solana over to USDC and actually store it for a rate. Now this is a flexible rate. It is a changing rate. So sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Currently right now it's at 4.54. Solana is currently not available at the moment of recording this video, but they are powered through Marginify. Now, Axiom is actually powered and partnered with a lot of huge companies, which also makes the platform very trustworthy as well. And here we go. You can actually trade perpetuals, which is pretty much unheard of on any of these sort of meme trading platforms or terminal trading platforms that most people might have heard of, such as, BullX, GMGN, etc., etc. You can actually trade perps, so you can actually long and short coins, and they give you the list of coins right here, and you can search more. There's a ton of stuff you can do on this platform. Like I said, there's so much I'm gonna get into in this video, but it's gonna be extremely long, so I'm not gonna get into that. But I did want to mention that these things are here, and that this platform is really designed to be able to do a multitude of different things aside from just trading meme coins. All right, let's go over here into the pulse section now. So this is going to be pretty much your bread and butter. If you're familiar with any other tool like Photon, like I said, then you will be pretty familiar with this as well. This is going to be Axiom's pretty much meme scope. So right here, you got your new pairs, your final stretch, and your migrated. Now, obviously, new pairs are going to be the ones that are just being created. Final stretch are going to be the ones that are getting close to that migration phase where the liquidity gets transferred over to Radium, where more eyes potentially can be on the coin and the liquidity gets locked. And then migrated is going to be when they have actually migrated over to the Radium liquidity pool and can be traded on multiple other platforms. So when first starting out with meme coins, one of the biggest things that you want to first be able to do is identify what coins are going to be scams, and Axiom does a really good job on giving you enough information to be able to distinguish that. So if we go ahead and click on one of these coins right here, we can tell right from the get-go that something's looking a little bit fishy here, right? So right over here to the right side, we're gonna see token info, and this is gonna be pretty much your bread and butter as far as very quick checks on whether or not this coin is gonna be something good to buy or not. So we're gonna have our top 10 holder percentage, 5%, looks good. Dev holding percentage is 0. Now, whenever you're looking at dev percentage, there's going to be two different reasons of why you would want the dev to either own tokens or not. In the case of a pure meme where there's no implicit value of the coin itself, and it's literally sole priority of a coin is literally just to be a meme or a parody of something, then you pretty much want the dev to have nothing, because other than that, if the coin goes up and the dev has 15% of the coin, whenever people start buying the coin, he's pretty much just going to start clipping and dumping on people, and you don't want that. In the case where it's maybe an AI coin or some sort of project that has long-lasting value, then you want the dev to be in it, because you want the dev to be continually developing the coin, making it better, and updating its community. In this case, it does say AI Cyber Doge, so you would want the dev to probably have some percentage, but he doesn't in this case. Now, sometimes AI coins will actually, or project coins in general, will actually lock their supply, so you won't see any dev percentage. You will see it in pretty much the insider part of the token, which I'll get into in a second. That's a little bit more complex, and I don't want to make this video super complex like that. I want to give you pretty much the baseline core fundamentals of what you need to do to be trading meme coins. Now, snipers is pretty much going to be people that have bought the coin as the CA pretty much came out. So you want to be careful with this. The number seems good. All right, so LP burned is also going to be a really important thing. If there's no LP, then you're pretty much, there's no point of trading the coin. Now, bundles is a really important thing, and Axiom does a decent job on it, but it doesn't calculate it in the most specific manner. If you know what you're looking for, you can understand if it's really bundled or not. But I think the general rule of thumb is pretty much staying away from anything that's bundled over 30%. You have to be careful. So this one's teetering on a little bit too bundled. And in this instance, since I don't see any other calls, which I'll also get to what's on this right side of the screen, it's pretty much bundled, and I would avoid this. But the main bread and butter here is going to be your insiders at 75%, meaning that 75% of the total supply of this coin is owned by insiders. Insiders are people that essentially got sent tokens. They didn't pay, actual money for the tokens. Somebody else did, and they got sent the tokens. Now, this is a really bad sign. If we go over here, go to the holders, we can actually see all of these insiders that are holding high percentages of the coin. So we can see that this guy has not that high of a percentage, but when we look and keep scrolling down through all the top holders, we can see that they're all insiders. Now, the reason why Axiom is really important in the way that it identifies these things, aside from bundles, is sometimes it shows you things that bubble maps won't show you. And if you look at this type of bubble map chart, you'll see that it's not really anything concerning. You don't see any, tokens necessarily passed, because bubble maps can't always get that thing right. But in the way that Axiom does their checks and their all the technical background things that they do to be able to identify whether or not an insider, is real or not, is actually much better than bubble maps. It's much better than a lot of different tools that are out in the market right now. So something to really keep in mind You want insider percentage to be very low. And again, there are exceptions, but you will learn those exceptions as you get more adaptive trading, as you start, trading with other people and meeting other people and learning throughout the way of crypto. But in this instance, like I said, I'm going to give you the core fundamentals to be able to do this yourself and actually be successful. The next thing is DEX being paid. Now, DEX is essentially adding banners to DEX Screener, which can allow you to actually market the coin where more eyes can get on your project. And that's really important. Not always, but it can be, because like I said, eyes is the prize. Eyes is the name of the game when trading meme coins. So this one shows unpaid. And finally, the last two pretty important things whenever getting into coins and deciding whether or not you should actually get into them, because sometimes these devs are really, really tricky and they can actually make these numbers look good, is looking at the pro trader to holders ratio. Now, what a pro trader is essentially somebody that's using a trading terminal or some type of trading bot like Trojan, Bullex, like I said, Photon, Nova, things like this, which I'm also going to get into Nova a little bit later in this video. That's what pro traders essentially represent, are those core groups of people that are using a tool like that. Now, holders are the total, the totality of people holding the coin. And when we look at this and we see a ratio of pretty much like 5 to 95, where 5 is the pro traders and 95 is the holders, something looks a little bit weird. And what that could essentially mean is that these holders were botted in a way that wasn't on a actual trading terminal. It was botted through some other programmatic means, where that can essentially mean that they can new age rug pull you. And you can pretty much see that within the statistics of the actual coin. But it's really important to verify and confirm your suspicions by taking it a step further in looking at those last two statistics. Now, whenever you're getting into meme coin trading, another thing that's really important is actually your buys and sells and how you're going to be able to format that for success. Now, if you're trading with higher amounts of capital, then you're going to want to play with a little bit of different settings. And those that are going to be trading on anything, I would say above 2 to 3 SOL, anything above that as well, these are going to be probably the best settings for you. Now, for your buy slippage, I would set something around 10 to 30%. Now, you want to have a decent little give because these coins are very volatile. So you want your order to go through, especially if it's a really fast moving coin and you're trying to buy in early. Next is going to be your priority and your bribe. Now, your priority doesn't matter as much. You could put some more here, but the main thing is going to be your bribe. Now, you want your bribe to be, relatively high. So you want it to be somewhere between 0.01 and above that. So pretty much anything above 0.01. Now, if you look down here on the bottom right, we're going to see some values that are recommended for the on-chain volume. So based on how much volume is on Solana's network, they're going to be suggested values. So definitely keep these in mind. But if you want your transactions to pretty much go through instantaneously, which Axiom and Nova do a beautiful job on executing that promise, I would put a higher fee. Now, I'm putting mine a little bit high. I trade with a bit more size, so this is where I currently have mine. MEV protection is also really important. MEV is basically when somebody basically creates a bot. It's called a sandwich bot, at least historically, that's what they've called them, where pretty much whenever you buy, if your slippage is a bit too high and you don't have MEV protection on, then what the bot would do is raise its fees dynamically to get above you, pretty much buy before you with more size, making or pretty much forcing you to buy the top of its transaction, and then the MEV bot would then sell. It's a really sophisticated technology, and these bots are literally happening all the time. They're looking, they got their little fingies out, just searching the waters, trying to get you. Make sure you have MEV protection on, especially if you're trading with a bit higher slippage, like I currently have here, and if you're trading with more size. These MEV bots are looking for bigger transactions, and they're looking for larger slippages. So definitely turn MEV protection on. Now, for the sell settings, we're gonna have a similar story as far as the priority and the bribe. But for the slippage, I'll do something a little bit higher, something between 30 and 60. And the reason being is because when you want to get out and you need to get out, you need to make sure that you get out. And so it's really important to be able to have a bit higher slippage here. Now, generally, MEVs do not attack on sells. It's not super often for it to happen. That being said, it still does happen. So if you want to be safe, turn MEV protection on. The last thing I want to mention about this with MEV protection is that it does cost more. So you are going to be, using a little bit more Solana. It's going to be almost like a fee to be able to use that MEV protection service. So keep that in mind. I don't know the specific number of how much it is, but just know it is going to eat a little bit at your profits. Not anything crazy, but it is going to eat in to your profits. So, all right, cool. Now let's look at some other things here on this interface, and we can keep on moving forward. Now, InstaTrade is going to be this panel I have right here. You basically just click the InstaTrade button right down over here, and that will give you this menu where I went into the settings before. And you're pretty much going to be able to set different presets for whatever you want with different fees. And if you want to change your buy and sell presets, you can click the edit button right there and pretty much change all these values to whatever you want to change them to. Now, you probably see some of these values up here and you're wondering, why is there so many different ways to buy and sell? Well, this is actually going to be another tool I have on top of this called Nova. The link for that is going to be down in the description as well. Now, Nova is going to be a sniper bot that's going to be able to perform these transactions faster, if not the same speed as Axiom. That's really important to have two different areas to actually be able to transact on some type of trading terminal. I have another video going over Nova and all features in a previous video. I'll link that right up here. Finally, we'll go over some quick advanced features because they're not too scary, but they're very, very important to know when trading meme coins. Now, this right here is going to be migration. Now, whenever a coin, like I said, starts migrating over to Radium and you are in the coin, you can actually sell right after migration. So you can snipe sell and you could pick your percentage, how much you want to sell. You could do a specific amount and pretty much sell that percent right after the coin migrates. You can also sell if the dev sells. So if say you're in an AI coin and the dev is obviously not supposed to be selling an AI coin, well, you can get into the coin, get into a good position and go into your advance and set up a order to sell 100% if the dev ends up selling. Now, this is really, really important because it will sort of save you from pretty much getting nuked on if the dev does end up selling on a coin. Now, you can do the same thing on the buy. So if the dev sells, buy. Again, this is for coins that don't need the dev, that are strictly meme coins. This is, again, an amazing feature to be able to have in a trading terminal like this. Now, pretty much the last thing I want to go over on this specific window is just some of your options down here. So this is going to be your trades. These are going to be all the trades that are currently happening on this token. Now, let me actually go to a different one because there's not really any motion happening, but let's try to go over to something that has a little bit more activity. So this one right here is, has some transactions. So you can see the transactions going through the buys and sells. So very, very nice. We go over to positions to see your own active positions and where you're at. I'm currently down over $1,000 on this one, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens with that coin. We can go over to orders. These are going to be all your orders, all the different actions that you've taken on coins and whether or not they succeeded or not. It's going to be the total holders. So we can see there's was this 20,000 holders on this coin with a crazy low market cap. So this might be definitely a scam coin. Not too sure. Gotta look into it more, but yeah, 100% bundled. Like, come on, man. Like that's absolutely ridiculous. Go to top traders. You can see the top trader. It happens to be an insider, of course. And then you can see the dev tokens. Now, this is pretty much going to be every single token that the dev has pretty much dev'd out, that the devs created. You're going to see that right there in the dev tokens area. Now, finally, the last couple things that you do need to know about this platform is that it has a built-in Twitter tracker and wallet tracker, which is really, really important. The Twitter tracker, like I mentioned earlier, is really important because this is something that you can use in the case that you do not have, access to Potion, you can't afford to get your own. At least this will have something here. Now, again, it's not going to have absolutely everything. It might not be the fastest, but at the end of the day, it is something. So in case an important person tweets something and it happens to be an image, you can at least possibly see it through this Twitter tracker. Really, really important. Now over here on the right side, we do have the wallet tracker. Now typically it pops out in the window, but if you drag it over to the right side of the screen, it will actually plant itself within the pane. So pretty nice. You can have it here at all times, and you can pretty much add different wallets, bro. You can add whatever you want. I'm gonna have a list of wallets in my Discord. Link for that will be down in the description to pretty much get you started on important calls in the crypto space. Another place to find important calls in the crypto space is going to actually be callscan.io. I'm also going to have a link for that in the description. You will see me, Leans, and see a lot of other people, Scented West. Some of the best traders in the game are going to pop up here. So it's really, really important to be able to copy, or not copy, but save these people's wallets and import them into your wallet tracker in Axiom. Now, pretty much the last thing I wanted to wrap this video up was basically the ideology and principle of how to actually trade meme coins and what trading meme coins really means at the end of the day. And you know, we sit down and we're real about how all this stuff works. Is meme coins is essentially attention based. Everything is attention based, it's news based, but it's about having eyes on the coin. And the easiest way, and the reason why a lot of these meme coins that go to, you know, millions and millions of market cap for the most part, is based on some sort of news related event. And that's why having Twitter trackers is really important, because that gives you that news-based event, right? If Bitcoin tweets out a dog, or if Elon Musk tweets out a dog, those instantly become meme coins. And that's really important in the space, because that's where eyes are going to be. All of this is about attention. Now, the more eyes that are on a coin, the more potential buys that the coin will get, and the further that coin can reach. Because once coins reach certain market cap, now they get out of this sort of attention eyes mentality and get on to more, you know, people that are willing to put money into something that they might think is good, right? So when you get into higher market caps, people are willing to put bigger and bigger figures into the coin, because as the market cap increases, the stability of the coin and the amount of liquidity in the coin also increases. So the volatility essentially decreases a little bit, doesn't go away, because like I said, these coins are still going to be in the lower market caps. Like 5 million is still not, you know, 100 million, still really low, and volatility definitely still exists there. So understanding the scopes of how these coins actually migrate, understanding what coins migrate, what coins are, you know, memeable, what memes actually end up running in the meme coin space is really, really important. And the best way to be able to do stuff like this is to be able to pretty much live in the trenches, live in the pulse section of Axiom, and just watch coins, watch charts, understand where coins fail, understand where coins succeed, and understanding those patterns will help you into whether or not you should get into a position, or, you know, maybe just fade the coin altogether. That's how the space is primarily designed. That is how people are successful in getting into meme coins and actually trading properly. Guys, I hope that this video was very informative for you. I hope that it helped you, you know, maybe in areas of meme coin trading that you maybe didn't understand. If you do have any questions, please feel free to you know, leave a comment down below. Go to my Twitter, it's gonna be linked down in the description. Shoot me, you know, leave me a comment on one of my posts if you have a question. I'll try to get to it, you know, as quickly as I can, man. But at the end of the day, I'm also gonna be in the Discord as well, so leave questions in there. There's a ton of people in there willing to help you out. Just people little just like you, just trading, trying to make money as well. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like down below in the comment, like I said before, if you have any questions, and I will see you